Hello, 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 hello. How are you guys doing? I haven't been here in a while. Hi. I just don't come on that much. I am really working on upload. But for those of you who are here, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. This story, I'll be on camera for a little while and then I think I'll go off because I have some cue cards I want to read, right? So I have to go off. However, this is a very serious story to me. I think some of you may have heard about the missing Alexis Ware story. If not, I'm going to let you know about it today. The more eyes and the more ears, the more information and tips probably can lead to her return home. Hopefully. This story is taking some twists and turns, though, and I'm not sure. I've always been a little apprehensive about the story that's being told, but I'll get to that later. I'll tell you about it. I'll let a few more people come in. Please make sure you hit that like, and this is a video you might want to share out because this information needs to go as far as it could go so we can get some answers here and get this young lady back home if she wants to be back home or if she's still amongst the living. Hopefully she is. So we gonna cut that. Hi, thanks for joining me. I'm kind of excited, kind of nervous. I haven't been here. I think I am on both channels, on Mz.Teavalocity's Gems Talk and Mz.Teavalocity 1. Hey, pressure cooker. Hope you and the baby are doing well. I enjoyed your live yesterday. Different perspectives is always great, right? Hey, Tony Montana, thanks for joining me. Thank you, Tony Montana. Have you heard about the story? Well, this is a story that I think needs to be heard about. And I know there are several YouTubers doing the story. Neek at Night, for one. She's very thorough about her research. So I was over there. Then there's another gentleman. He had a platform full, but his perspective was a little different. And I'm sort of in alignment with him to a certain degree when I think that this family may know more. But let's get right to it. I'm going to share this and then I'll come back and talk about it. So let's take a look at this clip.
Tuesday, February 1st.
The search for Alexis Ware continues.
We just want Alexis home.
The Anderson County Sheriff's Office says Alexis was last seen more than a week ago.
She means the world to the entire family. Alexis is the light of the party.
Deputies say she was last seen headed north on Highway 29. Alexis's family says she met up with her children's father to drop the kids off. They say the two left, but then Alexis sped off. Her family says her children's father tried to call her, but couldn't get a hold of her.
When I wake up, that's all that's on my mind. When I lay down, I hate to even go to sleep thinking that I'm sleeping peaceful and she's somewhere out there.
The sheriff's office says Alexis's car was found in McCormick County Thursday.
Alexis's mother, Alberta, has received numerous messages from a person claiming to know her whereabouts.
I asked to speak to her. Can you send me a picture of her? They never put her on the phone, even though they said they would.
Alexis's family is begging for answers.
We can't do anything but think about her. This beautiful young lady right here. She needs to come home. We need her home.
Okay, so that's the beginning. That happened on January the 29th. It is now March the 15th. They still haven't heard anything from Alexis. They have had tips. The FBI is now involved. So they are looking for Alexis' whereabouts, and hopefully Alexis is still alive. But I'm going to give you a little background on the story. Besides that, on January the 29th, Alexis went missing. Let me show you Alexis. Beautiful girl. Nice looking young girl. So that's Alexis. I kind of didn't want to show that particular picture. So I don't know. It's something about it. I didn't want to show her in that light. So let's go here. Let me find another picture of Alexis. I think I may have another one. Well, let me get right down to it. Alexis Ware is missing. She has been missing since January the 29th. Now, here's my thing. It's now March the 15th, and they still haven't heard from her. Okay, on January the 29th, around 7:30 at night, Alexis went to drop her children off to the youngest son's dad. She has a daughter, a 9-year-old daughter, and the 2-year-old son. The 2-year-old son is by TJ Patterson. So Alexis at 7:30 took off to meet TJ Patterson at a 7-Eleven. Now, I have some questions about this. She met him at this 7-Eleven, supposedly like 7:30 at night, and she had the gas up. So she had called him prior to that and said, "Hey, I want to bring the kids by." Supposedly, they both were going towards his mother's house to take the kids to the mother's house. She was in her red Honda, her vehicle, and he was in his vehicle. They met at the 7-Eleven at 7:30, right? Now, I don't know if she gassed up there or that was the intentions for them to stop there and get gas, because she told him she only had 3 miles left to in the gas tank to get where she had to go to meet him. So he said, "Meet me at the 7-Eleven and we'll get you some gas." So they met there. Now, here's the strange thing. She got out to get the gas. First, she exchanged the children with him. Now, that was like a red flag for me. If they were going to his mother's house, this is what TJ said, that they were going to his mother's house. She was going to follow him to his mother's house. Okay, why did they exchange children if they was going to the same place? So supposedly he had stopped there at the 7-Eleven. She had gassed up. I'm going to assume that she gassed up. You know, they got the gas and she got in her car to follow him. She followed him to a red light, and at the red light, he said that she sped around him and took off and vanished into thin air. They haven't heard from her since. Now, I have questions. For one, I don't know why they would exchange children if they both was going to his mother's house. Why didn't they just go to his mother's house? She keep the kids in the car. Was she dropping the kids off, and then decided? Perhaps they got into an altercation or something, because later on down the line, I find out that they were in a toxic relationship, that he had physically abused her. And then he has a past criminal history, okay? That he's still not a suspect, though. That doesn't mean he did anything to her. But prior to her even meeting up with TJ, her mother said, Miss Alberta Gray is Alexis' mother. She said that she spoke to Alexis that day, and these are two different stories, and that's where I'm thinking, something not adding up. One story was she had spoken to Alexis that day, and Alexis told her that there was a black SUV parked downstairs in front of her building, and she was going to call the police or the sheriff's department. Now, why was she leery of this black this black SUV? I don't know. In the parking lot, in the complex, there's many black SUVs and many cars parked in the parking lot. Why would she be concerned about this specific vehicle, right? So right there, I was like, wow, did she know the people in the vehicle or the person in the vehicle? So she called the sheriff's department. That's what she told her mother. She called the sheriff department. The sheriff department show up, not the police department. They said sheriff department shows up, and the black vehicle takes off. So she gets in her car after the sheriff department takes off, after the sheriff vehicle takes off. She gets in her car and she proceeds to go to meet TJ at the 7-Eleven. Now, at the 7-Eleven, after that, she vanished. She just took off. So we don't know if Alexis got gas. We don't know, because her 9-year-old daughter, who they said is a smart little girl, she recalls seeing this black vehicle several times. But she also said, if I'm not making a mistake, she recalls seeing the vehicle at the 7-Eleven parked across the street. Now, a 9-year-old child is very smart, but are they smart enough to take the license plates and remember the license plate? So she said it was the same vehicle at the 7-Eleven. Now, that seems strange, but I'll get back to that. But Alexis' mother said that when she called her earlier that day, she FaceTimed her and she was taking a nap. So I'm like, was she taking a nap or was she getting ready to take her kids? So after she disappears, they track Alexis' car down in 2 other counties between 7:30 now and 8:30. They tracked her cars coming and going out of South Carolina into Augusta, Georgia. So I guess it's a close proximity. When it comes to geographics, don't ask me. But I guess it's a close proximity. So they spotted her car going into 2 different counties outside of Anderson County. I think she was in Andersonville or Anderson County. They spotted her cars twice. They spotted her car going out and coming back into South Carolina. But in the meantime, they also saw where her phone had pinged like 30 times with calls going in and out. But now TJ said that when she sped off, and the little girl corroborated his story and said her mother sped off at the red light, a 9-year-old child. I mean, they smart, but are they that smart? Did she hear that, or did she actually see her mother speed off in her car? So I'm thinking that perhaps Alexis was never in her car. Someone had kidnapped her. Of course, her mother thinks she's been kidnapped. For some reason, her mother is set on she's being kidnapped. Now, that's what her mother said. So I want to tell you, I want to get into this, and then I'll come back to this black vehicle, because the black vehicle comes into play again. So to me, Alexis must knew who was in that black vehicle, but they never did, from what I've been hearing or read, they never did say anything about the person or the people in the black vehicles being suspects. They did find her vehicle eventually on February the 2nd. They found her vehicle. Now, her mother said she was very meticulous, but they said her car was dirty and muddy, and the purse, the keys, and her cell phone was inside the vehicle. So that lets me know, well, that leads me to believe that perhaps Alexis isn't here with us anymore, or she could have been kidnapped and drug out her car into another vehicle, and they just left everything behind. There's no more communication via the cell phone other than a message she had got from TJ, and TJ got from TJ saying to be careful in his travels. She loved him, and so forth and so on. But as the story goes on, like I said, there's a lot of twists and turns to this story. I believe in my heart of hearts that perhaps they know a little more. The family may know a little more, because Nick at Night had the aunt and the sister on, and they were saying bits and pieces of some of the information that they were gathering. Apparently, Alexis did not smoke marijuana prior to her missing. She had started smoking marijuana like a couple of weeks before. They thought that was odd. They say she was acting odd. Her mother said she had been to a family function, and in the course of their communication, she was telling her mother that her 30th birthday was coming up, and that she just didn't think that she was going to make it to 30 years old. She had become paranoid, it sounded like. And her mother was like, well, why you don't think so? Because she thought somebody was following her. She thought somebody was following her. Now, you know, people could follow you. Some people could have a GPS tracker on you. You know, again, when you use social media all the time, you let people know where you're going, your comings and goings, so they could follow you like that. I don't know if this TJ guy, the children's father, the little boy's father, I don't know if he is somehow connected to the person in the black car. The story is just getting weirder. Then the little girl who has a different father, her father Sosa, comes into play somehow. So I don't know if TJ and Sosa know each other, or perhaps she was with someone else. The story just keep getting stranger as you listen to it. Then here's the crazy part too. Then the aunt and the sister learn that Alexis was going to school to learn roots, like voodoo roots. Did someone put a root on her, or did she go somewhere and she probably was smoking, and perhaps, they lace drugs now? You never know. I don't know what exactly happened to Alexis. I just know it's strange, very strange. And then when her mother was speaking, her mother had said that Alexis was a very nice girl who took care of kids. She wouldn't spend a day without her children. But if she felt as though she was in danger, she had done the right thing by taking the children to TJ, because she felt that her life may have been in danger. So something must have been going on prior to this January the 29th. Maybe she had got into some type of altercation or something with somebody. Somebody may have been after her. Like I said, they could have been following her. The story is just getting weirder. They showed a picture of her, and like I said, Nick at Night really is detailing it. They showed a picture of her from the ring. This one particular blogger had a picture of her from the ring camera going up to a neighbor's, telling the neighbor that, she introduced herself to the neighbor, and then she told the neighbor she just wanted to move. She was moving, and the neighbor must have asked, why was she moving? She said she just had to get away. So did Alexis just disappear on her own? Like, did she just take off? But I don't think that's the case, because, again, they found her car, her purse, and her keys. I don't think you would leave all that. And she was a big social media person. And so she stopped posting on social media. But if you go to her social media, I think there's pictures there where she had black eyes and bruised face, where allegedly TJ had assaulted her. So they was in a toxic relationship. So did TJ do something to her, tell her to come to the 7-Eleven, and then he had someone else there who's working with him to abduct her? I don't know. It's just strange. This black vehicle is strange. How did this black vehicle know that she was going to the 7-Eleven? And the little girl said that it was the same black vehicle they had seen. But see, they never could see Alexis in the store and coming out, because they said it was a big, maybe like semi-truck parked in front of, to obstruct the view of seeing her come in and out. But the little girl and TJ said their cars met at the red light, and she sped up and took off. So both of them say that. So, but she had tinted windows too. I noticed when I looked at the vehicle, she had tinted windows. So perhaps they didn't see her in that vehicle. It wasn't her in that vehicle. Or it could have been someone else driving that vehicle, because you can't see through the dark tinted windows. And so she pulled up aside of him and just sped off. Perhaps they didn't even really see her in that vehicle. It could have been someone else in that vehicle. Like I said, it's a strange story. He was the last person to see her. He's not a suspect at all, not as of now. But do I think TJ has something to do with it? Yes, I really do. He's the last person to see her. But then again, he said that he saw her at the 7-Eleven and they got the gas. So if they got the gas, he paid for the gas, or she paid for the gas. So he knows she was at the 7-Eleven. He said they met at the 7-Eleven. It's just strange that she just took off like that after she dropped her children off. But again, the mother said she loved her children so much, and she had been saying some things like she had become paranoid, thinking someone was following her, they was going to do something to her. She was now studying these roots, this voodoo, this black magic or whatever. Could something have gone wrong with that? I don't know. I don't practice that stuff. I do believe that people can get involved with that stuff and some bad things can happen. But I personally have not experienced it. At least I don't know. and no one doing anything to me. But when you start working with those roots and that voodoo and shit like that, anything's subject to happen. Things could backfire on you, or someone else could do something to you. So I don't know. They said she had now, she was going to school. I didn't know you could go to school for roots and black magic. I didn't know you could go to school for that stuff. But according to her family, she was going to school to learn roots and black magic and voodoo. Allegedly, that's what her family said. She was going to school. I didn't know you could go to school for. And why did she become so paranoid? Why was she so paranoid? Why was she so afraid when she saw that black truck? And to me, if I had my children and I had called the police and the police had shown up and that black vehicle was there, I would have felt more safe to go downstairs while the sheriff was there. Not after they leave and jump in my vehicle, but I would have gone downstairs and gotten in my vehicle and then proceeded to go where I was going while I had law enforcement around me if I was that scared. And if she was that afraid and paranoid, perhaps she should have told law enforcement to follow her. Hey, can you follow me to this gas station to drop my children off? I don't know. Like I said, the story is very fishy to me. To me, the mother, her story have inconsistencies. She say in one breath that she called Alexis to check on Alexis that morning, that Sunday morning. I think it was a Sunday morning. Alexis was sleeping, or, she was sleeping, taking a nap. She had FaceTime. She was doing that fine. Then 7:30, the mother quotes, 7:30 that night, TJ, she had met TJ, and TJ had called her after that and told her Alexis sped off and he can't get a hold to her, that he's been trying to call her, but she's not picking up her phone. So did you talk to her mom and she was asleep, and she had awakened and FaceTime you and she was okay? Or the other story, when you spoke to her, she told you how nervous and afraid she was and scared, and that she was calling the police to come to her apartment complex because of the black vehicle. Which one is it? See, the inconsistencies coming from the mother makes me think something is not right too. Now, on some videos I've watched and from the articles and the news, the family was close-knit, but then some videos, and speaking of, they weren't that close-knit. So did they know something was going on with Lexus that she started acting weird? They just said, doing this family function, she was really weird. She was paranoid, and again, when you talk about her just starting to smoke weed, the aunt said that she didn't know of Alexis smoking weed until recently. She had just started getting high, right? Sometimes people could lace your weed with stuff. They could lace your weed. Some people get high and never come down from a high. I had a friend who's a good friend of ours. He was in college and he had experimented with getting high with something. And I'm not sure what it was. I can't remember back in the day. But he was in college. He had got high. He never came down from the high, you guys. He was weird as hell. So some drugs you take, you don't come back from. It's just something happens to your mind, the chemistry in your brain, something gets all messed up there. So I don't know. Oh, I got like 26 comments. Let me catch this comment. So sorry, you guys. Thanks for joining me. Queen Diva. Oh, everyone's in here. I'm on 2 channels. Okay, pressure cooker. Hello, Miss C. Hey, Queen. He said he put gas in her car. Okay, so he said he put gas in her car, right, Tony? But now when he was with the advocate who's helping him find her, whoever this lady is, he said, and they said, I hope she hasn't ran out of gas yet. Or she should have ran out of gas by now. A full tank, your car just goes 30, what they say, how many miles was Augusta, Georgia? Something like 70 miles. And they said she didn't have any friends in Augusta, Georgia. She didn't have any friends in those counties. So you just went 70 miles. That's not going to take up a whole tank of gas in a Honda, especially in a Honda. So why would they be concerned that she had ran out of gas? You see, some things is just not setting right with me. So if you filled up her tank, TJ, she only went 70 miles. And then they found her car. She entered back into South Carolina. She went to Augusta, Georgia, and 2 other counties. Then she entered back into South Carolina, right? That's not going to take your whole tank of gas. So why would they say, I hope she hasn't ran out of gas? Just a question. Yes, Regina, but they say the truck was blocking much of the view. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, so when she was in the 7-Eleven, the truck, it must have been maybe a big truck, a semi, I say, was blocking the view. So they really don't know if they saw her, one, put gas in the tank, because he had got in his car, remember, and was waiting for her, supposedly. He was waiting for her to come out with her and the kids. So did she put gas? They don't know if she put gas in the car. They don't know if she got back into her car, because like I said, she has a red Honda with dark tinted front windows. So a lot of times you can't see inside to see if it was Alexis who was in that car. Because why would she have sped off? She asked you for a hug, so everything at that time I would think was okay with you guys. She asked you for a hug. That didn't seem right. She asked me for a hug, and then she dropped the kids off. I got into the car, and we went to the light, and she sped off. It would seem to me that she wasn't driving that vehicle, right? She could not to speed off, because to me, you probably would have sped around and went through the red light to prevent anyone from seeing you. That's just my take on that. Let's see. Yeah, Regina. Okay, but let me see what the other comment said. She said she asked for gas money when she was in Augusta. That's not the first story. No. The first story was she called TJ. He received a call from her. She said, "Hey, where you at? I'm at my aunt's house watching the game." She said, "Oh, I'm about to run out of gas or something." He said, "Well, how much gas do you have?" She said, "I have about 3 miles left. Meet me at the 7-Eleven." So I assume they were going to meet at the 7-Eleven to get gas and drop the kids off. But if you had intentions on going to his mother's house, why didn't you just get the gas and drive to his mother's house? I can understand you not having money, but the way this young lady looked, the way her mother speaks about her, I can't imagine her not having money for gas. She's a well put together young lady. She has her own business. She's a cosmetologist, a hairstylist. She has clients that come from Atlanta to South Carolina to get their hair done. So it sounded like she was on point. She had her shit happening. You know, she was good. So why would she need gas money from him? I told you something is not sitting right. How helpful are the Ratchet TV videos? Well, the Ratchet TV videos, I haven't seen much about. I haven't seen much. I clicked on it last night. They had 3,000 and something people watching. I didn't watch it because I feel as though, and this is where I don't want to come into, I don't want this to seem like me either, that I'm judging the family like something is suspicious, but something is suspicious, but I'm not going to harp on the mother and the family. Like I said, the mother stories had inconsistencies to me. And like I said, did you talk to her and she was just getting up from a nap and you FaceTime her, or she called you and told you she was worried about this black vehicle? See, the mother said 2 things, so I don't know. I think the Ratchet TV is leaning more towards that something is going on within the family. They know a little more and they're just not saying it. I believe that some information is coming to them that will lead them to believe something different about the situation. And then I'm going to post this thing in a few minutes. So Sosa, the other baby daddy, said he talked to her when she was in Augusta. He seemed to think it was strange that she asked him for gas money. So there's another thing then. Come on, let me stay right there then, Tony, because Sosa is the little girl father, right? Who pays child support. Hold on to that, because again, Hold on to that thought. He pays child support for the little girl, not very much. But supposedly, the day after she went missing, or a couple of days after, he went downtown to discharge his child support. I don't know how he would be able to do that without evidence that this lady was no longer amongst us. I don't know. I don't know how he would be able to do that. But why would she ask Sosa? If TJ said that she got gas, right? And Augusta is 70 miles, how would she run out of gas? And why would she call Sosa and ask him for gas money when she just filled up? It's just some strange shit happening. I'm telling you. I will try to reform from asking questions and or speculating until I do more research on this case. Regina, me too. And that's why I'm stepping kind of lightly. But I do want to say, in my spirit, something is not right. Something is not right with this story. I don't know. They have not investigated TJ as far as being a suspect, but does TJ know something? They said TJ is a street man. I know he has an ankle bracelet on. I believe that he was in jail for murking somebody. That's what I do believe, or attempted murking. You know what I mean, right? So I don't know. I would think that he's more on like the thuggish level, or the brother might do some damage, but I don't know if he did something to that girl, or do he know someone else who might have done something to her. I don't know. I live in South and never heard anything else about it news-wise since she went. That's why I think it's important, whether I have a little channel or not. I think it's important for as many people, but to be unbiased and just put the information out there, because I don't know who's from South Carolina, just like you said, and you said you're not hearing much about it. A lot of times these cases do go, they be swept under the carpet. Don't worry about it. To me, it's just another black woman, or it's just another black man, it's just another black kid. And that's the reality of it. And that's why I want to keep it on the forefront. I picked up the story from Neek at night, and I thought, wow, let me get this story out. Let me help. Let me do my part. Now, it's not a lot of viewers here, but if you share it out, we don't know who else will share it out and who may have some information that could lead to the return of this young lady to her children. I have, in the pit of my stomach, I don't feel good. However, when she told the lady she just had to get away if she was in an abusive relationship, perhaps she just said, flip it all, I'm out of here. But her mother says she can't imagine her leaving her kids like that. So the children are safe. If I'm not mistaken, the children is with the grandmother, her mother, if I'm not mistaken. So apparently, TJ and the mom must have a good relationship. She's been with him a while. So, but I don't know if they knew that they had a toxic relationship. I think a very good friend of hers exposed that on social media. So is her social media is still up. Of course, nothing has been written since prior to January the 29th on her part. But people have been writing comments under her, her postings. They've been writing comments. So let me see. He has valid information. I prefer he replays though. Oh, I don't know. I have to watch it. Yes, Regina, they are safe. Yes, they are safe. You live in South Carolina. You haven't heard any more about it. Once most tanks reach 3 miles, you can't even tell because they're a dash by them. I don't know what that means, but okay, I'll have to reread that. It's a lot of overlapping weird information. It is, Tony. And like I said, I'm not saying TJ is, TJ's done anything. The mom done. I just think that the inconsistencies in the story makes me wonder what is missing. What do they really know? And it will come out. Eventually, it will come out. If TJ didn't do it, did he perhaps have someone do something to her? I don't know. What does the mom really know? They said that she paid $20,000. It was a receipt where she paid $20,000 to bail him out of jail. And I heard on another, it might have been Neek at Night. Go to Neek at Night. She's really good. But I heard on Neek at Night that someone said allegedly she was going to testify against him. Now, for what, I don't know. The aunt said she had never heard of that. The sister said she never heard of that she was going to testify against him. It is a lot of overlapping weird stuff. Everybody involved is sketchy, including Alexis. Yes, Tony. Okay, so Tony, you believe like I believe. I just don't want to put it out here as, oh yeah, their family did it. They know so. But I do believe in my heart of hearts that they know something. They know something about what happened to Alexis. And is Alexis still alive? Did she just drop her kids off because she felt that she was in danger like her mother? Her mother said that she felt that she was in danger, so it was a good thing that she dropped her kids off, left her kids. I'm like, okay. And then also the mother made a comment that just really struck me a little weird. She was too nice, her mother said. That her mother remembers an encounter that happened prior to this, where she was going to the Walmart. She saw a homeless guy. She went into the Walmart, brought the homeless guy clothes, shoes, and some food. She was just that nice of a person. That's what her mother and brother and her family members say. And so her mother said she was too nice. This is her mother, quote, "I feel she misjudged this person. I feel she misjudged this person." What person? I was like, why would you make a statement like that? What person you feel like she misjudged? Somebody help me. Help me figure it out. What person? I don't know. Let me see. But I hope she is safe. I hope she is maybe in the DV shelter or just hiding. Yes, she could be in the DV shelter. But again, you could take your children with you. Why would you leave your children? The children that your mother said you loved so much that you would never even leave for a day. It's been like almost 2 months, you guys. You could go to a DV shelter with your children. I don't know. So the man who owns the property is fighting having his land searched by the police. Really? I thought they searched the property. I thought they searched 222. Wait, I thought they searched the property, 222 acres of his property when he called and saw the abandoned car there. I thought they searched his property, Tony, and nothing turned up. There was no lead. Where his car was found, turned up nothing. The car was taken to Anderson County and processed, and the lead investigators has phone records to pursue. That's all. So I thought he did let them search his property. He has retained an attorney. Who? See, I'm so glad you're here, Tony. Tony, I wish you hit a link because, like I said, I've been watching a little bit of Neeks. I've been looking for an update. They really haven't done an update. The only thing they said that the FBI is now involved. So I haven't seen Ratchet. Let me see. You said Ratchet has lives from TJ and Social last night. Oh, I got to go over there. But you know what I don't want us to do? I don't want this story to get all misconstrued or headed in a different direction, that we take our focus off of her, where she's at. It's not about TJ and Sosa so much. They could have been involved, but I don't want it to get out there and get muddy and watered down. Keep the focus on trying to find Alexis. See, because people do things for clicks and views. One thing I know, watch the ones telling the stories and begin to have gaps and holes start to form their stories. The authorities will look into all backgrounds and characters and physical evidence. Absolutely, Regina. And like I said, you got to watch those ones who's always popping up. on different social medias, going from platform to platform. This is not for that. You can put the story out as a commentator, because you want to get the story out and you would hope that people share so many eyes and ears will hear and perhaps lead to the return of Alexis. But you're not gonna have. I don't think they should be on panels, especially the family and these other people involved, just telling story after story. Because you're right. You hear one thing over here. Like I said, I heard the mother say something over here. Then when she was on Dateline, she said something else. I heard TJ say one thing over here. Then when he had his was on I think it was just the news or something, and he was speaking with the advocate, he said something else. I looked at his body language, very uncomfortable for me. The mother and the sisters and their body language, very uncomfortable for me. And I know why, because body language sometimes is important, but that does not mean anything. Hard investigation. And I'm sure they have her phone records. I'm sure they said they had swept her car for fingerprints. They're still pursuing that. So the FBI is involved. TJ innocent is a ex they're not mentioning. Oh, really? Okay, cool. TJ is innocent. Could be. See, I don't know, but we'll find out who's innocent and who's guilty. We'll find out. Is Alexis still with us? Because now the FBI is involved, and I hope that they will continue to investigate. They don't drop the ball. A lot of times, these cases turn into cold cases, and I don't want this to turn into a cold case. I would be happy if Lexus would just pop up in a couple of more days. I would be happy if she popped up in a couple more days and say she just had to get away, she's sorry or whatever. I don't want that young girl to not come back home. She called TJ instead of her mother. She trusted him more than her family thinks she's having a mental breakdown because she was in root work. That's what I'm saying. See, that root work, that shit is nothing to play with. And when they said that she was going to school, they had found out she was going to school to learn how to work roots. Somebody could have worked a root on her. And you do crazy things. I wish I can tell you this story, but maybe one day I will let Diva tell you her own story. But people who dab in that is very scary. It's very scary what they could do to other people, and I'm gonna let Diva tell you that story. Maybe she'll pop on tonight. She can't pop on now, but yeah. And if they say in one story, in one news clipping, they say she was real close to her mother and her sister. She would never not call. She called them every day, all day. She was something like Diva. So I can't imagine Diva not calling me in a couple of hours and I don't think something's wrong. Diva gonna get me for this because she calls me all the time. She calls me all the time. So I said, so me and Diva and I are real close, right? So if you that close with your daughter, you didn't know a lot of this stuff about her. I don't know. It's just weird, you guys. It's weird. They should still be searching, and they aren't. Look how long they searched for Brian Landry and his girlfriend. Yeah, that's what I think, you guys. If we don't keep it out here in the forefront, even little old me with my little channel, somebody's going to hear it. I have had Indie TV. I don't know who they are. They're jumping down. They're engaging. I have had someone say they live in South Carolina. They don't hear much of the story anymore. So even with a little YouTube channel like this, you never know how far the information will go. We can't just keep sitting back, letting these cases become cold cases. They're our people. They're our children. They're our children that's going missing, that's getting killed, and no one's caring about. So we have to step in and care about. So I don't care. I will stay on top of this story. I'm going to look and see if there's an update today. I'll check tomorrow and the rest of this week because I want to know what happened. I hope that this girl returns home safe. I really do. But when you tell me your pocketbook, your keys, and your phone was left in your car, to me, that spells a different ending for me. In most cases, when we hear about something like this and they find a purse, the keys, and the cell phone, the person is no longer with us. And if she's no longer with us, hopefully information or leads and tips will lead to the arrest of someone if something has been done to her. Okay, the problem is the focus has been on the wrong people like TJ. It's an ex there not mentioning her mother or family have not mentioned the ex. Oh God. Indy, do you mind if I drop the link that you come up here? That you so I can ask you a couple questions because you sure know a lot. And they said Lex sold his car to bail TJ out. Indy, do you mind if I drop the link? Would you come up here? I'm gonna try it. Let me drop this link, Indy. Maybe you could come and help a sister out because, like I said, I'm confused. I'm thinking one thing. I'm thinking that they know more than what they said. Let's see. Yes, I have heard multiple times she wasn't close with her family. Yeah, but see, on the news. But you know the strangest thing, you guys, and please don't take me wrong, but because everyone shows emotions different. Everybody doesn't cry. They don't boo-hoo. They don't holler. Some people just look. They in shock. So we can't say that. But body language tells a lot. And to me, what I expected to be there just was not there for a missing child or missing sister or missing daughter. It just wasn't there for me. Not the first news press. You know what I mean? That was the very first one. I don't know. Oh my gosh, you doing a whole lot. The sister slept with Lex X. Oh my gosh, you doing a lot. Indy, oh wow, really? Indy, can you please just come? Hey, BB, beautiful, nice. Hey, and Queen Diva, I love you, sis. The X is the stalker, but they won't say his name. But Lex sold her old school car to get TJ. That's where she got the money from. I know she had. Okay, well, come on. No, come on. Come up here. Oh, I got Indy up here. Let me throw this banner up here, child. Is that you, Indy? Is
Yes,
that
it's me.
girl? Let me let this down. Thank you, love. Let me put Hi, welcome to my show, Indy.
Hello. I'm nobody important.
You are important because you are giving us information. And I hope from what you know is factual information to help Miss Teve out today. Welcome to my show.
Well, I mean, thank you. I just been binge watching. I do like a lot of studying and stuff. Like I did started a YouTube channel, but I didn't finish it. So I help other people, like send them stuff as well. So, like from what I've seen from Ratchet TV and like Facebook post, Lex sold is an ex that you're not mentioning, and when like they're investigating, um,
They focusing on TJ and the
like
family.
all the focus has been on TJ, but when he spoke out on Facebook yesterday on his live, he said more than the family has said. Like he said, the sister Jazz slept with Lex ex, the ex that nobody mentioned it, and that camera footage. R- Ratchet paused it a lot. Even Neek said it on her live. He paused it a lot, and um that can spin a narrative. The thing
Exactly.
about it is the ex they're not mentioning. TJ said he has not dealt with her since October. Not like I haven't been to her house or anything. I haven't dealt with her in a relationship, like a relationship wise, since October. So I guess the ex that she dealt with bought her that car. That car she sold to bail TJ out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
Then her mother, she got a BBL while all this stuff going on. Her mother has got surgery, and that would hurt me. Like if my mom getting surgery while I'm missing,
Mm-hmm.
she got she
Stomach
she
surgery. The mother got stomach surgery in January. Was it prior to her being missing? Because January only had 2 more days left, hon, and it sounds like prior.
yeah, they only what people thinking is that she was missing that that day, the last day of the camera footage. I know they said that the lady that had a camera footage said that Lex dug up a box that she had buried,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they um said that was true, but it was, I guess, like it was dug dig marks in the yard wherever.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is TJ, you know, ain't come out of there, you could do more stuff, but if the focus wasn't so much on him from the very beginning, I questioned it at first too. But if the focus have not been so much on him, and I don't even know why the mother or the sister will let the narrative go out that it was him, and there's so much stuff already that came out of this,
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of things that you know she didn't want out about her daughter. But since it's all out, at least give the ex name. And I feel like they not giving it. Maybe the detectives told her not to speak on it or something, because even and what I was thinking, like, why would I would tell my baby dad that I'm scared before I even go anywhere. Like this person is following me. But she did tell him. He said that she was sending him ladybug pictures, pictures of her horoscope, and what people was thinking is like she having a mental episode.
Mm-hmm.
And if they would have listened to her, she wasn't, because what she was seeing was true. She seen her life flashing before her eyes. There had to be somebody stalking her and following her.
Hold on, Indy. Hold on. I want to stop you there for a minute. You said she did see her light flashing before her eyes. We don't know if she's dead or
Yeah,
not.
I can't say that. Well,
So
I'm saying
the paranoia set in? You think working with these roots or this voodoo or with
she.
maybe the abuse paranoia set in and somebody
I
she
don't
thought
deal with stuff like that, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't even play around with stuff like that. But I'm gonna say this: that type of stuff do scare me, but it does not give me. Um, she didn't give me like that type of vibe. Like, you know how some people. I can't say that because I never was around her, but you know how people are so into it.
uh-huh.
Her family didn't know that she was into it, that so she couldn't been into it that deep. And but friends said that she talked about it with them, so she must have felt comfortable with other people. She said it could do good and bad.
Right.
Just because somebody, people wear waist beads and see
Mm-hmm.
people have get other, like people have gifts, instead of looking at it as a negative. She
It
had
could also
like,
be
if I'm telling my mom I feel like somebody following me, and her mom say they talk all the time, even when she was doing hair, sitting in a chair.
right.
Her sister slept with her ex, so TJ said their relationship wasn't that good, so it got to be some truth to that. And he
So
said that he tried to fix it.
okay, so what happens is it's just like when a person dies. You know, a lot of people will come out and say bad things about that person. They'll dig up the person's dirt, the
But
skeleton.
TJ wasn't speaking on her
No,
bad.
no, no. Wait a minute, sweetheart, so I can finish. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
But in this case, maybe if her parents and sisters do know something bad and TJ, they don't want to talk about that because that's not what's the point. The point is we need to find her. You know what I mean? So they don't want to paint this bad picture of her because you know every time something happened to one of us, and I have to be honest, it's always related to a drug overdose or this a gang related or something. It's something bad, and we're not here to defend ourselves once we, down below. So my thing is perhaps they don't want to bring that stuff up, and that's why they're not bringing up, like you said, the ex boyfriend. Indy, did you say the ex boyfriend?
Yes.
Is that ex boyfriend
That's
Sosa?
that's the one TJ said. The ex boyfriend that she was talking to while I was in jail? Him. So
Okay, so who owned the black truck? Did they ever say who owned that black?
they said that was the ex boyfriend. I guess his name Rahim. When
Maybe or something like that. Okay.
when Ratchet put it up, it was Rahim. His cash app was Eric. So, and he's in North Carolina. So, um, and yeah, my thing is, on the death situation, which you just touched on,
Mhm.
yes, a lot of times stuff like loved ones come out that never even spoke, like your friends from
Right,
ancient come out. But this situation is different because the stuff that her mom did not want out or wouldn't want out for her child is
right,
already out.
right,
So why allow the narrative to keep spinning if people trying to help? And now the case is backing away from the media. It's not in the media how it was. So why not just give us a leading suspect? Because obviously she already said TJ wasn't it, but everybody had their own, feeling about it because he was the last one to see her. Until you hear him speak, you know you can hear it, even though he joked around a little bit, whatever. You just feel it sincere. And she didn't call her mom. She called him to drop her kids off. And the way she
okay.
left.
Go ahead. Let me ask you a question, Indy, because it seems like you following this story closely. And like I work, baby, 12 hours. I'm here and there putting together pieces, but I know something don't seem right. So you seem to believe that people are focusing on the wrong person, which is TJ, right?
hmm
But her relationship was closer with TJ than with her family.
No, she had a relationship with her mom.
Hmm.
It's like a new era. Like I talk to my mom all the time. She talked to her mom, but her sister, she didn't have that relationship with her sister. Her sister slept with an ex. TJ said they try to fix it, but her mom knows more. Her mom is not saying. I don't
Let
know if
me
the
ask.
detective told him not to speak of the ex, but
Right.
none of the family want to say the ex name at all. Hardly at all.
Okay. So from what you saying is perhaps the ex was the one in the black vehicle and that's why she was so
Yes.
afraid. So it could be a lot of things. Well, I tell you, the FBI is involved. So the FBI will
Yeah.
definitely investigate it if we allow them to and not allow them to drop the ball like they do a lot of times in these cases. They drop the ball. It's just one of us,
Mhm.
be honest with you. And like the person from North Carolina dropped, South Carolina said she's not hearing very much of it other than on YouTube, social media. So we have to use our platforms positively and push this to the forefront. So hopefully we could get some answers. Not because so much, like I said, I think there's some fishy stuff here. Like I said, the voodoo, they didn't know about the voodoo and roots.
Well, the one lady she got a YouTube channel that she writes books. I can't think of her name right now. She said it was one person that Lex always watched, the guy that smoked a cigarette that she came up on Ratchet TV channel.
Hmm.
And she said that psychic was right, but TJ said he was tired of listening to psychics. The mom and them was
Yeah.
telling him to go to the woods.
Hmm.
But a line with Ariana said that I watched her too.
Hmm.
Like you see that watching them type of channels, my family will say that's like voodoo and stuff. Like excuse me, but I'm just saying that's what a lot of people got stigmatism on that type of stuff. So we don't know if they calling it root work or she
Right.
had some or she energy.
Energy wise. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, like
that's what I'm
dealing
trying
with
to
her
say. And that
ancestors, the energy. That's a little different. It's not all demonic, it's not all bad. It depends on how the person uses it. Because you can put roots on people in a negative way, in a
yeah,
bad
because on
way.
the camera she said it's good and bad.
It's good.
So
But why would she just go up to this lady? This is another thing that struck me to be strange. On the Ring doorbell, right? What was in the box that she
I
dug up?
think everybody looking into it too deep. Because at first I was like, let me tell you what happened. Last week, something just said, I was looking at something else. I was into another situation.
Hmm.
So that popped up. I seen the video. And then I just binged on Facebook here. And I just binged. So I don't know what goes on with me where I binge watch this stuff and try to get everything. When she
Hmm.
knocked on that door, it's like you got to clear your mind from it and then come back because these type of stuff will take a toll on you. She knocked on the door, and I think she did that because she was so scared, and she knew that neighbor had cameras. She wanted to be on there.
Good perspective. Good point, baby. I never thought about that. Like I said, hey, Tony, I haven't, Tony, why you laughing? I didn't dig that deep into it. I just said it was a story I came across on Neek at Night. I was doing another story on a young girl who had got murdered at 16 years old. I think 14 years old. I was doing a story on her, and then I ran across that one. I said, "Oh wow, let me get night." And I thought that I would take
Yeah, I
these
love Neek. Yeah,
and I would focus on these stories because it's so important for us
to
to
get it
put
out.
these stories in the forefront. Only because a lot of times, in our case, the law drops the ball.
Right.
It goes to a cold case, and I don't like that.
And I pray
I
they don't
think they
drop it
should
with this one.
investigate us just as much as they should investigate anyone else, right?
Right.
But the FBI is working on it. They, according to the FBI, they have gone through TSA records. They've combed certain areas. Let's see.
So my thing is, did their phones? Because she had two, her daughters and hers. So even with like Apple, they
Mhm.
got
They have the records. They dig deep. They dig
and
deep, but they're not going to put everything out in the public because, again, that could taint their case.
she was
You know,
communicating with a lot of people too. She was reaching
she was
out.
a social media. She was a social media celebrity, somewhat. I
Right.
didn't. Yeah, she was big. She loved to me. She was really into herself. She
Yep.
kept herself up, and like I said, I can't imagine her not having money for gas. Not when people come from Augusta and I don't know how far it is, to South Carolina to get their hair done. Her clientele was big. According to her mother, her clientele was very big, you know.
She probably had money for gas. She probably just wanted him to meet her to get the kids, and and she asked him like, "I need gas money. Can you put?" I think feel like everybody was looking at her like everybody keeps saying mental psychosis and all this stuff, looking at her like a mental case. Even TJ said he cried because she never talked like that.
So maybe she is having a breakdown, a mental breakdown. And when you have a mental breakdown, there's no telling what you'll do, honey. Sometimes you just can't handle the pressure. Now, I hear you speaking in favor of TJ. I don't know TJ. Don't get me wrong with this question I'm about to ask you. Wasn't she in an abusive relationship with
Yeah,
TJ?
he did hit her. He did hit her. There's a picture with him, her eye swollen.
Mhm.
Um,
So how much can we really believe of TJ?
I could say, like we can't take his full word, but I don't believe if he was the FBI would not be involved if it was him. Believe me, they wouldn't try to get search parties and more people if he was involved.
Mhm.
And he do got an ankle monitor, which is a good thing because people still could break ankle monitors and do a lot on ankle monitors. But there is a tracking device, so if he did it, he wouldn't be able to lie about much.
Right. Now that too, I did take that into consideration that he's being monitored. He has on an ankle monitor.
And
So,
the mother cleared them. Her daughter cleared them. The baby is, I think her daughter is like 8 or 9 years old.
and
So,
she corroborated the story that her mother sped off. But then again,
but my thing was, could TJ have scared her? It was a trailer. I said this was my first thought. I said, well, maybe he could have scared her. And she keep repeating the same thing because she's scared to death too.
who the
But I
little
don't
girl?
think, huh?
Who the little girl?
Yeah, that's what I said at first.
That's what I was thinking. Did she meet TJ? They got into an altercation or something. He's already physically abused her, and maybe she hopped in her car and said,
No,
"F
because that
this."
little girl wanted to. Okay, so TJ said that she also, after the lottery, she did that with the lottery ticket.
The fake lottery.
She sat at a lottery or a lottery shop or something all night with the baby. He didn't see his child for 2 weeks. She wouldn't let him see the baby. So the daughter if the little girl was scared to go with him, she wouldn't have went. But the family said that they don't have no problem getting the daughter. I don't
Mhm.
think it's him. In my heart, it's not. It's somebody that they're not mentioning. If you notice, when
Could
they
be
ex be spoken of, none of the family want to say his name for some apparent reason.
reason, right? It's probably more to this story. I'm sure it's more to the
It's
story.
way more. She did.
Yeah,
They said she danced a little bit. You
yeah.
got all these friends coming out. You know.
Did she have a BBW? Because that girl had a big ass now. It's a big
Yeah,
booty.
that's what I said. I don't know if she had It looked natural to me.
Yeah, it did look natural, but I just wanted to know because my
It is
girl was
huge.
like, boom, and she didn't mind showing it. And
Right.
then, let me tell you something with social media where we have to be very careful. It don't have to be none of those people.
Right.
It could simply be some psychotic person who has been following her.
Like that model. That
Yeah,
model that passed
via
away.
via Instagram or Facebook and wherever, YouTube, wherever she at, could be obsessed with her, was following her, could have, I don't know, for some reason they
You
can
remember
get a
that
hold
case
of
with Drake?
anything.
That model, that famous model, and their neighbor killed her, and he was white. She met Drake and all them. I can't remember her name right now.
No, I don't remember that. I
Yeah,
don't
she
remember
she
that.
was a famous model too.
Well, I tell you, it could be anybody, to be honest with you. And if the FBI stay involved, now let me tell you something about with the FBI being involved. Now, this is what the FBI said. Hold on, I have the paper. These are the areas that the FBI have already searched. I had it up here. They said they have searched TSA, her phone records. They have. Now, what I do with that paper? Remember, I just had it and was gonna read it.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate. Okay, so let me just do it. So it's no stones unturned, really. If they did all this, they obtained numerous search warrants for many items of evidence related to this case. They spent countless hours reviewing and analyzing search warrant results. They reviewed surveillance footage from last known locations and possible sightings. Because remember, somebody said they had saw her,
Right.
not just a car. They said they saw her, not the
Mm-hmm.
car, but they had saw her in 2 other counties, like they had physically saw her.
Right.
And then they told the mom that they wanted to ransom. Now this was strange
Yeah.
too. Now this
That's
one,
why I don't see why that number
hold
wasn't
up, Indy.
traced.
Hold up, Indy. If I kidnapped you, and her mother keep using the word kidnap, I believe she's kidnapped.
Right.
One breath she said she believes she's kidnapped, and in the next breath she said in her gut feeling she thinks something that she's no longer here, right? But that's
Right.
okay. But someone sent the mother a ransom note via text, right? Follow me, and they only wanted $200. That don't seem right. 200 for a whole human being, only $200,
Yep.
not 2 million, not 20,000, $200.
Yep. After seeing a $20,000 uh
Hold
depo-
on. Go ahead, Indy. Keep talking.
after they
Keep
she
talking.
put that $20,000 ticket up there, they gonna want more than that. So this, I just don't see after that the text message. The internet, the internet is more detectives than a
Mhm.
lot of these FBI agents. Because my thing is, if they text for a ransom, is a way to trace that number back too.
Right. So, okay, so they said they checked with the area hospitals and coroner's office for unidentified patients. They checked with TSA for flights Alexis may have taken. They partnered with the McCormick County Sheriff Office and SLED and other partner agencies to conduct a large-scale search in the area where Ware's vehicle was found. They utilized K9 search team. They engaged with local community leaders and activists working on behalf of Ware and her family. They requested assistance from the FBI South Carolina field office, who is currently providing investigative support. So they have done, if they did that, they are doing their job. But did they stop doing their job? Because
Right.
someone just said that it was on pause.
I think they slowed down.
Yeah, you think they slowed down?
Mm-hmm.
So, what is the best way, I think, to keep this story going and keep it to the forefront? Other than,
Ratchet is doing a lot of it, but um, what mom said, she showed some of his videos to the police, and they
but
was like,
Ratchet TV Mom also wrote a long statement about Ratchet TV. She
mm-hmm. I
posted
read that, yeah, and Neek read it too.
and she wasn't too happy. Mom is not too happy with
And I
Ratchet
guess
TV.
Ratchet was mad that Neek got the interview, so he was saying like subbing her, I guess, like.
Well, too, Indy, when it comes to that, you're just a subscriber, and I don't mean just a subscriber, but I'm gonna say comparison to a content creator. Some
Mm-hmm.
people do things for clicks and views, okay? Because they make money and this is their job. So they do commentary, they spin narratives, and they do what they
Oh
have.
yeah, I know all about it. I got another YouTube channel. I do this too.
Oh,
I
okay.
talked to Nick too before a couple times. But
Okay.
my thing is I would rather have a credible channel than this because um no shade to Ratchet, from the Mo 3 situation to on down, he drags it out. But I think this case has drained him. If you listen to him for the last couple of days,
Mhm.
instead of going with the narrative with TJ, he want to say not, but he keep asking his people to come up like this, and he keeps saying, "So should we X him out?" No, go with your gut. You know he not involved. Instead of asking your audience, why keep? You already put up the X. Everybody saying he weird, and he had a black truck. So why not go with it? If a guy that I talked to that was kind of stalkerish or weird,
Mhm.
the family know they're not saying. Um, and he bought me a car, and I sold it to get my baby dad out. He probably heard about that.
And he's probably upset.
Mm-hmm.
But now, again, we're going to let the FBI do their job.
Yeah.
I am so glad to have you on here because
Thank
you
you.
help me understand some things. Where did you just let me know? How did you find out about my channel?
I just seen it live because I was scrolling down.
Really, thank you
Mm-hmm.
for joining. Please consider becoming a subscriber.
Oh
I'm
yeah, I was subscribed. No problem.
Yeah, thank you so much. And let me ask you, it seems like you follow Ratchet, you follow Neek, and perhaps you follow some
No,
other. Go ahead.
I don't follow Ratchet or Skull, but he
Oh.
had. I feel like they both in cahoots. That's so much annoying to me because even on
Mhm.
Skull, when the mom came on, um, in the aunt, he kept asking about him. Like, I understand about clicks and likes, but this case not gonna be it's like leading the way as it is now. So to keep it, I don't just understand why not get the truth out there. Why try to spend narratives? And if the truth gonna get you more money than the narrative that you keep
No,
spending.
believe it or not, sweetheart, when it comes to YouTube,
Oh, I know.
lies get you more money than truths. That's the fact.
Yeah,
Negative drama gets you more money than positive.
I know. This sad though. This
That's
serious. She got
it's
2
true,
kids.
but that's what it is. It's two beautiful kids, and
Hmm.
the 9-year-old girl. When they talk about the 9-year-old girl being a bright little young lady who could remember the truck, I don't think that a 9-year-old will focus
Mm-mm.
on a license
And
plate.
then a license plate. Oh my
That threw
gosh.
me off too. She saw the truck in the 7-Eleven. And Indy, correct me if I'm wrong. Was this said? She saw the truck. She knew it was a truck because of the license plate.
Right.
What kid would focus on a license plate
Because
and
I didn't
focus on
even
it?
remember how to do license plates till I was in my teenage. So
You wouldn't, as a kid, you wouldn't look at someone's license plate. You may look if they had something, on their car, the color of a car, who got out of a car, but a license plate?
but I'm gonna say this too. How paranoid or how they said the
Yeah.
mom was acting with them kids in that car sitting at shop standing night there. I could believe the little girl being scared. I could understand her remembering the
The
car
mother,
color,
yeah.
but even 2 letters of a license plate, but not a full license plate number. And then the
No.
license plate number didn't even check out.
Oh, it didn't. That's what I was gonna ask you. Did they ever? Who was in the black vehicle?
But I
Because
guess they said it was a Hispanic male.
a
My
Hispanic male,
I
right?
don't know if these. I feel like the mom knows so much more,
Let me tell you
and they
something.
putting this on this child now.
You feel like that, Indy. I feel like they know much more. And now they were so surprised she smoked weed. Weed ain't a big thing.
Yep.
Oh, we didn't know she smoked weed. No, we just finding this out. Oh, we didn't know she was doing voodoo. We just find this out. So for them to be so close, I probably would tell my
So
sister.
it got to be true that she did not deal with her family.
Right, that's what I'm about to say. Something is not right in the buttermilk. Now, there's something not right in the
And I
buttermilk.
feel like
She
they're
wasn't as
judgmental.
close with her family as they try to portray it to be.
Right.
She wasn't as
And
close.
if Jasmine slept with her ex, the ex they not mentioning, then it's a reason why they not mention. Okay, say the ex named Greg, right?
Mhm,
And
mhm,
Greg and the sister had a relationship. So I'm just saying something
mhm. Hypothetically.
hypothetically, and the
Mhm,
mom knew Greg and the sister,
mhm.
but they also knew that he was crazy and stalkerish. But
Right,
they tell the police, and
right,
the sister really don't want to speak on it because she knows she did,
right.
and they know a lot of more family secrets gonna come out.
Or maybe the sister could still be with
Yep.
Greg.
And they liked them, but also they knew that he hurt her child. So they got to say
So
something.
Greg abused the child as well?
The ex,
He was abusing Alexis as well?
from what they're saying, that he was like crazy and stalkerish, and she was scared of him. That's why she went. She wasn't talking about her baby dad when she went to the camera. She was talking about the ex that
Oh,
they're not mentioning the name. It's not TJ. She would have said my baby dad.
right. Okay.
She's talking about a guy that she wanted to get away from.
Okay.
If she wanted to get away from her baby dad, why would she bring the kids to him?
To him. Right. Right. Exactly. That's a good
And then
point.
not only that, she was with the mom. Remember, her mom said she was with her earlier that day.
No, she said she FaceTimed her.
No, she FaceTimed her when she got home. She was with her mom earlier that day, went home. Wait, let me say. Because she went home, laid down. She called TJ and asked him, can he get the kids? He agreed.
Oh, maybe that.
Somewhere in there, she posted the mom. She called her mom, FaceTime during bed. But I guess that's when she was supposed to go back to her mom's and never made it. But my
Mhm.
thing is, she was with her mom earlier in that day, standing, because remember the mom said she was in the living room standing there. She said that's when she told her she how she felt scared and somebody was watching her. If she was there earlier that day with the kids, why didn't she leave the kids at her mom's?
Well, Indy, I think the story was told different on Dateline, baby. I
Yeah,
think
she told
I
her mom told different stories on Scope.
because on Dateline, the mother said during the last weekend in January, Alexa has been hanging out with the family all weekend long. It wasn't the Alexis that we're used to, Alberta said. I knew that something was going on with her. Something was freaking her out. Then, during the family weekend, Alberta said her daughter was crying about her upcoming 30th birthday. She said stuff like she didn't feel like she was going to
Don't
make it
be.
to see her birthday. This is what her mother told Dateline. And then she said Alberta thought this was very out of character because Alexis has always gone all out for her birthday. That big day, she was turning 30, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this year, Alberta said she hadn't done anything. She told Dateline that late that Saturday night, before January 29th, 2022, Alexis talked about being followed. She sat here and cried. She was telling me exactly what was going on, Alberta said. It's like she knew something was going on. She felt like something was going to happen to her. So she did express concern to her mother. So perhaps when we say the mother knows more, the mother may know more because she probably would have told her mother in full details what she was afraid of, who she was afraid
But
of,
they was
why she was afraid of them.
but they was judging her by the root work and saying
Yeah.
okay, even if I go to my mom and I just smoke some weed and
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about stuff I never talked about before.
Mm-hmm.
My mom not gonna judge me. She gonna say, like, she probably gonna say, what the hell, something like something
Mm-hmm.
off. But
Mm-hmm.
she not gonna want to miss her birthday.
No. Yeah, something is definitely off in this story. I believe that shortly, if the FBI don't drop the ball in the police, they will find out exactly what is happening. And hopefully we will
It's something with
hear
that ex. They covering for a
they
reason. I
who the
want to.
family you keep saying they. When you say they, who you referring to? The family is covering?
Yes, and even when TJ said it, and at the end of the thing, in his video, he said something about they said a bird going to jail. You got at
Who?
the end of his life, and I guess he reached up when he said, thank her for bailing him out. Like he did it like a prayer hand. Everybody was trying to point that out. Like I, some things like you look deep into, and then you gotta take it away, and then look surface. Because
Right. You study things
when
too
you
hard,
dig
you
too
miss the
deep,
stuff.
because they looking
Uh-huh.
at her background, her past,
Mhm.
you can't dig like that. And if I came to
Right.
my mom and my mom don't play about stuff like that. I don't know. A lot of
Right.
black parents don't play about root work and voodoo and stuff like that. So
But in the oh, sorry, go ahead, love.
they taking that her mom and the way they talk, they said she never did that, and she like that something was off, and like it's like they judged her by.
Well, maybe they didn't judge her. Maybe they know her character was off. The way she was acting was off. So they probably was like, damn, Alexis is off. Like, say, for instance, you may smoke a joint, right, Indy? And you just got a buzz and you mellow, right? But you may smoke a lace joint and you weird out and shit. And they was
Yeah,
like,
because she did
man,
sleep
Indy,
at that shop. Got
huh?
She slept at the a lottery ticket shop with her kids all night. And TJ told that part.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot going on. Wait, hold on. I can't remember where I heard that, Regina. Maybe
Ikamel reported it, yeah.
Yeah, that the little girl said she remembered the plate. I thought that was kind of off, but I think this right here, what Regina said. So there's a lot of physics. I mean, there's a lot of psychics, voodoo, root work, drugs, paranoia, stalking, exes, jealousy, deceit, chaos, domestic violence, dysfunctional family, toxicity, two baby daddies, single.
Yeah, she on point.
She had a lot going on. There's a lot going on in this story, and
But and if okay, but it's a lot going on. But with family, with her mom being so close, her mom, like she told her mom who she talked to. It's not like back in the old
yeah,
days.
I don't know.
She said her
about
and her
the
daughter had
mom.
like a best friend relationship.
Yeah, you know what, Indy? I'm gonna say this, and then I need to get ready to close it. I really enjoyed you. I see you are following this story. I appreciate you coming to help
No,
me.
thank you. I enjoyed you too.
I was going a different angle, but I do believe
What's your
that
angle? Tell me your angle real quick.
no, I do believe that the mother in them knows more.
Mm-hmm.
I believe TJ knows more. I really do. I believe they know what's going on, or they have the information that the
So how long has TJ been out? A whole like a year now, right?
yeah, I don't think he's been out very long because he had that ankle. And what was he in there for, Indy?
Um, um, a whole bunch of charges. It's a lot.
Was one murder?
Ikamel pulled him up. It's a lot of charges,
Oh,
and it
Ickamil.
was
I don't know.
she it's something she in this this case she in it. I can't. She's in this case with him.
Hold on. Hold on.
I know everybody saying she
Because
got to testify.
I heard, and I think I heard it on Neek at Night, that the aunt or the sister said Neek must have asked
TJ confronted them too about lying.
about that girl turning against him, right? Testifying against him.
No, he didn't mention the testifying. He just said that
Let me go back to Neek at Nights, because on Neek at Nights, I believe she asked the question: was she going to testify against TJ?
Oh, she said no. She said no. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
She's
So you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I watch Nick all the time.
Okay. Me too. I like Nick at Night. I don't watch it all the time, but I watch it, and I know she's really
I
on
just
top
was
of this
mad.
story.
I just had to tell Nick because she, when the sister was talking, she should have just let her ramble because the sister was rambling. And Nick said, "This her sister." She cut her off, and she was like, "This is her sister." Talking to the comments because
Well, because they was making a comment that wasn't her sister, so
let
Nick
them let
proof.
ask her that after she done rambling because after that the sister mind track was thrown off. She
Oh
got like a
well.
slow speech impediment, like she talked slow.
Oh, okay. I
And
know the aunt was real confused. She didn't know about the root work. She didn't know about her smoking weed. She didn't know about
cause she
her.
slept with her ex. She slept with her ex, and their
Yeah.
relationship was off.
So yeah, it was a little off with them too. But hopefully, and
And
prayerfully.
Sosa, he didn't say nothing about nothing really. He was just crying. He was talking about peace, everything. Everybody said they felt so bad for him. But it didn't connect. I didn't connect to him as much. I don't know why. I just felt like he was. Oh, other people said the same thing. He was rambling, like he wanted sympathy, and I understand. It's his child mother. He loved her too. I don't know. I feel like in a time I could be just, because I felt like everybody was judging TJ. I did too. Maybe while he went to jail, she had to get her money up. She done a couple things, met this guy while he was in there, then he come home and it's just crazy, If
Yeah,
they stopped dealing with each other in October, she went back dealing with him. He went to jail, sold the car to bail him out. That guy It's a guy they not mentioned. I don't know if the cops probably said do not mention his name
Mm-hmm.
due to the investigation. But
Mm-hmm.
even okay, say if it's not the ex, why not even say the ex boyfriend name? Not one time on none of these interviews.
Oh, he wasn't in the loop. Yeah. You know what, too? Like I said, the FBI hopefully will make sure, well, they'll make sure that they keep him, keep them involved, and they will dig and investigate and come up with some answers. You know, prayerfully she'll return. My gut feeling tells me maybe not.
I don't think so.
Unless she had a mental breakdown and just said, "To hell with it," and that can happen. To hell with it. I'm out of here. Y'all can have the kids. Y'all can have this. You don't know people's mental
Yeah, I was thinking that
and
too
what
for a
they'll
minute.
do.
Like I think she was everybody, everybody was thinking like it was a mental thing.
And especially when her mother keeps saying that, like I said, that misjudged this person. What person is her mother talking about? And that her mother loved her children so much she would have never left them like that.
Mhm.
Feel as though she's kidnapped. The daughter's been kidnapped. Now the mother made that kidnap statement before somebody even sent her the ransom $200 text and a Facebook messaging to saying,
That's why them text messages need to be investigated. That's
yeah,
why they saying the mom is more deeply involved, and I'm starting to think that. I said that in the beginning, not because I tell my mom everything and we like best friends. Once you made that statement, you should know everything. Cause how I talk to I tell my grandma everything.
well, yeah. You
Like
know what? If
nowadays, we like
somebody was
back in the day we get our butt whooped for certain stuff, but we
right,
grown now, and it's a
right.
different era. So in relationships, you do have your family like as best friends, so you should be comfortable telling her whatever. If she talking to you while you do a customer here and client
Mhm.
here, I know she know the
Right.
guys you dated.
Right. And my daughter and I are like friends. I'm the mother, but we're like friends too. So she do tell me a lot of things that I think if something was happening or if my daughter went missing, I would be able to lead them somewhere or
Right.
give them some information like, hey, I know my daughter was with Joe Blow at this and that. She left school, da 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 da. I'm sure.
You got a friendship with her, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because we have that relationship. But I tell you what, Indy, I have to get out here. I got an appointment.
Yes, I'm holding you. Thank you so
No, no,
much.
no.
Nice
You're not
meeting you.
holding me. I thoroughly enjoyed you. Thank you
You
for
too.
filling in some of the gaps. I could
Keep
see.
doing what you're doing. Allow
I'm,
your channel to grow.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I'm growing it organically, and it'll be okay. You just make sure you spread the word, and share the video out, and perhaps someone else will come and visit the channel. When it comes to stuff like this, though, I really wish I had the time, and because of my work schedule, just because of the person, that I would sit down and thoroughly research to the T. Like,
Hmm.
I didn't have time to run from social media sites to social media, grab this and grab that, like a lot of the YouTubers do. That's why I go to them. Now, do I rely heavily upon them? Absolutely not,
Right.
because maybe they say something, I'll go look on my own. But I like to have factual stuff. I don't
Hmm.
want to judge someone or misrepresent a person by saying negative things about them. I don't know this young lady. Like I said, I just hope, I just don't think something is right in the buttermilk with the
Hmm.
family. Not so much TJ, but I don't feel something is right with the family and a little TJ too. You
Yeah.
got to watch the replay for sure. Oh, yeah. And visit some other sites too and see what's going on. That's my daughter, Monty. Visit some other sites because this is just weird.
Hi, daughter. Nice meeting you
Yeah,
guys.
that's my virtue daughter, baby. That's my virtue daughter. My real sister's in here, though. But
Let's clear
yeah,
that up.
it's been a pleasure. I'm glad you came across my channel. Check me out. I normally try to do positive things over here. I'm not into a lot of the mess and stuff like that. But I am going to be working more on these stories. I'm going to stay
Yeah, these
abreast.
stories will drain you though. I used to give so much information to the other YouTube, and Neek said, "Stop doing that, girl. Just keep building yours." So I just started a whole
Well,
nother
build
one.
your channel as well, baby.
I'm
But
doing it with something different right now. I'm on I upload these videos off of this other app, build that channel, then go back,
okay.
incorporated what I wanted to do in there. You see what I'm
What,
saying?
Well, let me know. Let me know, and then I'll shout your channel out. You could drop your link and stuff. I'll have them drop your link, and we'll come over and check you out. But for sure, when you see a good story, Indy, you hit me up.
Okay, I will.
Me and you will go behind this little stream yard and put that story together, because more than anything in the world, we want to use our platforms in the right way.
Okay, I
Now,
will.
this
I done
is
helped a
something
lot
we
of
should
people. I
get out
will
of
have
here.
no
Yeah,
problem.
we should really push stuff like this forward. I got 2 other stories that I did an upload on. I think I'm gonna try to drop one today. It just takes a lot to edit and upload, but I think
It was
I'm gonna
this
drop it.
that boy. I still wanted to know what happened. He was the only son. His name is I don't know where my other phone at right now. He was the only son, and he the last place that he was at was the bank. Well, the car. They found the car. Can't think of his
Mhm.
name. Let me see real quick. They found the car. Um, and the mom thinking the girlfriend of them had set him up. So, Tyler, his name is Tyler.
Tyler?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want to dig too deep, but some of these because they can be draining and they can be dark too, and I don't want to, get overcome by just this, because there's other stuff I do. It's, that's kind of lighthearted. But I do want to make sure that I stay on top of some stories, especially when they haven't found the answer yet in reference
Yes.
to murders and stuff, because I just believe social media is a huge platform and could get the word out, and we could bring closure to a lot of these cases that they are just letting go because we're not staying on top of them. If we don't care, they don't care, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it don't just have to be black cases, because it could be any
I'm
case.
glad this did hit the media though, but I just don't like it the way it was like. I feel like Ratchet put a lot of bad stuff out there, but at the end of the
Well,
day, it was gonna come out one way or another, but not
that's why
like
the
this.
mom.
I haven't seen nothing like this in a
But
while.
why, to me, that's what bothers me, and that's what I don't want to be judgmental, even talking about the father and the boyfriends, because of this. This girl is not here to defend herself. So anything we say as a commentator is just spinning the narrative. If we don't
Mm-hmm.
have facts, you're just spinning the narrative to suit you and your audience,
Right.
right? So I don't like that, and I don't want to do that. That's why I don't want to touch too much on it. But I'm just saying, from me, my perspective, something is not right in the buttermilk. That's
You right
all.
about that.
Well, baby, I got to get ready to get out of here. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
I'm gonna get ready to play my theme song. Please make sure you hit that like. I think my
I will. I
moderators.
will do. I
ha-
will like and subscribe.
Thank you, baby. You
Thank
want me
you.
to put you down, or you know how to get down?
You can drop me.
I'm gonna drop you. There you go, love. You guys, to me, this is a story worth following. I really am going to try to stay abreast of this story, because something is not right with this young girl. And we have had more and more cases developing where, and this may not be the case with this one, but I just want to, align it with this. We have had more and more cases where fathers are killing the mothers of their children, and to include the children now. There's a lot, that's a spike of cases like that. And if we could just stay on top of them and not overwhelm ourselves with them, but stay on top of them and keep them in the forefront, we probably could get some answers to some of these things. Again, YouTube, social media could be a double-edged sword, because, like they said, some people come out here and spin a narrative, and they spin a narrative in a certain direction, right? And it benefits their channel, the clicks and views, and they get the money. Thank you, baby. And they get the money for it. But that's not what it's about. When you care in totality. I care about whether this girl gets home to her children. She's a young black woman, mhm, who has children that she needs to raise. And even if she's having a psychological breakdown or something like that, then she needs to get help. When if she returns, perhaps they can get her help. And that's what it's about. If you think something is getting mentally to you, there's always people out there, licensed professional that can help you. There's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on in the world. And you have to be strong to maintain in this world now, especially if you are a certain class of people. You know, it's a lot to maintain just to live. And that can wear you down in itself. And then the other dynamics that go along, family dynamics, the relationship, dynamics. It can take a toll on you. And if you feel like you're getting mentally burdened, then perhaps you should seek help. You should really seek help. Seek someone who could professionally help you, give you tools to work with that you don't get to that breaking point. We don't know if this girl got to this breaking point. They say she was acting weird. They thought she was having a mental breakdown. And let me tell you something. A lot of times people cover things up the way they want to cover them up. If you get what I'm saying. Was she having a mental breakdown? We don't know because she's not here to tell us her story. Was she afraid somebody? Was she paranoid? We don't know. She's not here to really tell us her story. This is what people are telling us. Was she into drugs, voodoo, and root? We don't know. That's what somebody told us. But until we hear from her, this is all speculations, allegations. Okay? Keep it like that. With that being said, if you see your king's crown crooked, help him straighten it up. If you see your queen's crown crooked, help her straighten it up. Speak life and wisdom into your princes and your princesses. They are joint heirs, their future. I hope that we're still continuing to try to build generational wealth. We have a legacy to leave them, not mess. Okay? With that being said, as always, be a blessing, not a bother. It doesn't take much. A simple hello, how are you? You look beautiful today. I love that hat. Your smile is radiant. Can I grab that cup of coffee from you? Here's a couple of dollars to buy you lunch. I'll get those groceries. Oh, let me open that card. It doesn't take much. Just a little kind act could be a blessing to someone. With that being said, until I see you again, you guys stay safe and peace. See you on the flip side. Thanks for joining me. Make sure you hit that like and share it out.